Hello friends, Donnie here, bringing you this week's The Meta Retort, and in this video we're going to be discussing heroes that your mother warned you about in team fights. Hey guys, it's Jenkins. I'd like to first formally apologize for pretending to be Donnie in the intro. I know it was convincing. It's just I really think The Meta Report is a great series. I kind of wish I was the one that made it, but in any case, we have this video, so we're fine here. And the first category of hero that I would like to talk about that you should focus in team fights is the most important, the extremely high priority heroes, that is the counter initiators that will fuck up your day. So these are your Earthshakers, Enigmas, Magnuses, any hero that's going to basically 1v5 if you don't deal with them. And initially, I wanted to look at a replay where Enigma blinks in, does some sick black hole, and then we just, Toby Wan, go crazy on the black hole, but I don't think that's very useful. I'd rather watch a replay, as we have in front of us, where players are doing a good job at countering this sort of strategies, having one of these heroes. Because I really do think in pubs, a lot of the time, there's a lot of lack of coordination, of course. Magnus is on one team. The Mag team just wins because one team fight, he gets a good counter initiation. Everybody dies, and then you just get raxed. That happens a lot. So if you can figure out how to deal with this for your team, you'll win a lot more Dota. So let's watch this in slow motion. So let's look at what's going on. Ursa blinks in. There are 2 people dead on the Dire. There are still 3 heroes alive that with this Enigma, they could still wipe them because of the pure damage from the OD, pure damage from Enigma, and then anti-mage. So watch this. Rubick blinks in and cancels the blink dagger with his zap. He knows that he's safe doing this because these 2 heroes are dead. So as long as the Enigma can't blink black hole, there's no disable for these 2 heroes. So this is 3 seconds of the blink being canceled, and then that allows him to lift the OD in. And so essentially what they could have done here is focus the Enigma, but if the Enigma's blink is canceled, then he's not useful because his blink black hole is what they're scared of. So once his blink is canceled, they don't need to worry about him. Now the blink is up. So what happens? Brew blinks in and then splits on the OD, who's another important target, and we'll talk about that in a bit. And watch what Brew does with the Panda. So because Enigma, blink black hole, not available, he can't save the OD until it's too late, and the OD was just getting killed anyway. And then watch what Brew does with this Panda. So he sends the Wind Panda with the buybacks coming out to get the Enigma, and then watch the ping. This is really important in my opinion, the fact that he sends him up and then he pings it. So this is demonstrating to me that in this game, he's communicating to his team that Enigma is dealt with. And that's a really important concept in my opinion, because one fight against these types of heroes and you can win the game. And you shouldn't fight unless you have them dealt with. So communicating the urgency that if you have them dealt with, let's fucking go, let's win the game, let's win this fight, that is incredibly important. That's something you'll see good players doing a lot. Blink Dagger is obviously a great counter to this sort of hero as well. Your Enigmas, because you can blink in like Rubick did, like Panda did on the back line. Any hero that can get on the back line, such as Storm PA, they're also good. So killing these heroes, killing the Enigma first, is almost always the play. Or you can get something to just cancel perpetually their blink, like you doom them, or you throw them off a Panda, or you cancel their blink with an urn or with a spell. And when worse comes to worse, if you cannot fight at all, you can literally just split push until these heroes are dead because you've ganked them, and then you take a fight and the whole dynamic changes. The next category of hero that I want to talk about that you should focus in team fights is your save heroes, such as Oracle, Wisp, Shadow Demon, and Dazzle. So the priority level on these heroes is high, but not extremely high like the first category that we talked about, just because these are supports, and typically it's a lot easier to deal with them. And it's a lot easier to, if you're ahead, just kill somebody and ignore them. However, in a lot of games, what we're about to see happen here in this replay is exactly what happens when you don't focus the Oracle or such a hero. So Razor gets gone on, they blow everything on Razor because he's pushing the high ground. Oracle presses R on him, uses all of his heals, prevents him from taking magic damage, purges him, heals him to full HP. So the issue with this is not that he saved the Razor and he's fine. It's more so that when you initiate a team fight onto your opponents, you're giving them information on where everybody is in the team fight because it started. So that's much better for them than to just initiate on you without the fight having already started. because they can go on the back lines. You can see here that this fight is split. So over here we have a Mars, kills the Bounty Hunter. So this fight is really good for the Radiant, not because this guy's alive, but because he's alive and they saw where everybody was standing. So that's why you want to go on these heroes, because otherwise you're just revealing your position, and it's for no point, no purpose at all, because you just save them. So you have to go on the Oracle, the Dazzle. So basically the way that you counter this, you kill them first. It's very similar to the Magnuses and Enigmas. You can pick heroes that zone them and get on the back line, such as Storm Spirit, such as Night Stalker, that just sit on them and silence them. The difference between these heroes and the more off-laney counter initiators is that you can deal with them by getting an Orchid, because supports typically aren't going to build into items that take off Orchids. So another way to deal with this is to pick large AoE disable heroes, such as Faceless Void, Earthshaker, and Tidehunter. Ironically, these heroes with the giant AoE ultimates are better at focusing than they are at AoEing, because you AoE just stun everybody, and then that allows you to focus whoever you want in the fight. So now I want to take a look at this exact same team fight with Zion, except from a different perspective, to talk about the next category of hero, which is your easy to kill but extremely high impact support, such as your Shadow Shamans, your Rubiks, usually some sort of stunning utility support that's very easy to kill. So we're going to take a look at this Lifestealer. Is this a notable player? We got Gabby here, and he knows what to do. So this shit's happening over here that we just saw, and instead of running and helping his Razor, he realizes that this is an opportunity to just get some free pickoffs with his Rage while everybody is focusing over here. So instead of letting this Bounty Hunter get a bunch of tracks off, he realizes that he can two-hit him. So he does it. It's very simple. The reason that these heroes should take a high priority level to kill is not necessarily because they're that important. It's more so just because it costs so little to kill them that you may as well just take them out of the fight and make the fight 4v5. Our next category of hero is your extremely high damage dealing squishy cores. These are your Tinkers, your Zeuses, and your Snipers. So basically these heroes will do more damage than their entire team combined if you don't kill them. But the way the Toad of Frost has balanced this is he has made these heroes incredibly squishy as the patches have gone on. So basically you have no choice but to go on them if they're on the enemy team. This is extremely similar, in my opinion, to the 1v5 teamfight heroes, where instead of 1v5 stunning and teamfighting you, what they're going to do is just do so much damage that you can't deal with them. So you have to go on them. So here is an example where we have Mind Control playing Zeus, and we can see that he has a Yule Scepter because he's a good player, realizes they have a lot of jump, and because he's in this role of hero, they're going to go on him, so he needs something to save himself because he's not playing against bad players. And they do jump him, he saves himself, but even still, just because he was out of position a little bit, Pango goes in, kind of overcommits. Maybe they could have gotten out, but he overcommits. Jug goes in, uses the healing ward, he walks in even more, Mind Control, Mana Void comes out, and this is a complete disaster for the Radiant side, all because of the focus that Anti-Mage had on this Zeus. Our next category of heroes is the least important to focus. It does depend specifically on the hero, and it has a few subcategories, but basically this category is just heroes that want you to go on them, heroes that are space creators, heroes that are creating chaos in the fight. These are your frontline tanks, such as Abaddon with Mechanism, with the Borrowed Time. You want people to go on you. Ember Spirit with BKB, with the Remnants to get out. These are the heroes that their job is to go into a fight, get it started, so the squishy guys can be like, all right, I'm going to go over here because the strong guys that could kill me are over here. The counter initiators see that there's heroes that can stop them to the right, so they play to the left. These are the guys that want to get the fight started, and these are the heroes you don't want to focus at all. So here we can see a scenario. We have Ice 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 on Abaddon, gets lifted, Madara goes in on Ember, bunch of spells are wasted on these two heroes who their intent is to do this, to create chaos. Healing Ward gets killed off immediately, Cuddle ult is wasted, Rubick ends up dying. Now these two are caught at a position on the two cores, they get chains together, and it's a complete disaster, all because the Dire chose to take the bait. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.